am gonna outsmart everybody in this room. I'm gonna blend these two styles on every piece of this tattoo. It's gonna be 50-50 in every part you look at.
That's a hard tattoo for one style, let alone the mashup.
I am way behind all these little tricks and things I need to pull off. I'm struggling to think I'm even gonna finish this thing.
In this week's elimination tattoo, you'll be inking a style that many cultures consider sacred, tribal. You'll be creating a tattoo that incorporates your own personal style as well as traditional tribal elements. The elimination tattoos will be done just as all true tattoo art is done, and that's on human canvases. So let's meet them.
What are you looking to do?
Actually, I was thinking about my head.
That's a hard tattoo to do, you know, because there's a lot of coverage on the head.
Are you looking for something symmetric?
Yes.
Let's go with the head.
Clearly, he's trying to prove a point. That's a lot to finish in 5 hours.
I chose something that is difficult, but I'm pretty confident that I'll be able to do what he wants.
I think Billy's got some balls. Good luck, Billy.
See, you got some reference here. Yeah. If you like that skull, I could probably do something where maybe the tribal wraps towards the back,
Right.
like a cocoon around something like you're looking in.
Yeah, I wanted to like basically do the whole hairline, so we could go as far down as here.
And we are limited to 5 hours, so, you know, the whole head might be rough. But, I mean, that depends on the design. Maybe I can come up with something. My client wants a whole head tattoo. He's really not willing to do half of it, nor do I really want to do half of it because it would be nearly impossible to match it or draw into it again. I chose something that is difficult, but I chose it because I wanted to do something big that, you know, I could show off with. Here we go. Just let me know how you're feeling. Anything, you just keep me in the know.
I think Billy's overambitious. I think he bit off a little more than he could chew. He's gonna regret that shit, man, definitely.
I mean, it's a race, but we're moving along steadily, so should be all right. The way I approach tattoos, you know, I really obsess over it and analyze it and try to come up with, like, just the best possible solution, both for the client and for myself. So we see. Awesome. That's the reason I'm in the top here. Heads are difficult to tattoo. The pain is pretty bad. You're getting a lot of sheer force, you know, just repeatedly banging on your skull.
She got stars.
There's a lot of nerves, and it's very painful to try to squeeze a whole head tattoo and rush something like that. I just don't think it's a smart idea.
Give me like 2 more minutes, and we'll let you take a break.
Cool.
Is that cool? You sure? Yeah. All right. I just want to kill this spot so I don't have to go back into it. I definitely have to rush a little bit, but the one thing I want to do is I want to prove people wrong. I want to be able to finish. My client's in a lot of pain. He started like losing his eyesight a little bit from, you know, all the rattling. Do you want me to get somebody? Mm-hmm. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Can you get EMT? At this point, his body's cutting out.
Hey, looking a little pale there. Feel nauseous?
I knew going into this that I took a piece that was huge. I was pretty confident I could finish it. I'm not finished. I need like another 20 minutes. I don't want to leave this guy with, you know, an unfinished headpiece. It's, you know, this guy's got to walk around with it every day. I'm ruining this guy's life.
Welcome, guys, to another elimination round. For this week's elimination tattoo, we asked you to create a tribal tattoo that incorporates your own personal style. Billy?
What's going on, guys?
So you chose the head tattoo?
Yeah, I chose the head.
That was bold.
For the design, placement, layout, I think I did a really good job. I didn't quite finish it.
We are here issuing you guys challenges based on time. And we need to see finished tattoos. Bad choice.
There was a ton of outlining. A lot of time was spent with the stencil and drawing, getting it perfectly symmetric on his head.
I don't like the fact that you left the guy with scattered shade marks. That dude's got to cruise around like that. You're kicking yourself out of the pack if you don't finish your challenge.
Well, that brings us to this week's elimination tattoo, cover-ups. A cover-up is one of the most difficult tattoos. Not only do you have to create a design that your client will be happy with, but you have to do it on top of one that they're definitely not happy with. Time to meet your canvases. One by one, please read the artist's name on the bottom of your skull.
Lalo.
Kate gave me a difficult tattoo because he wants to get me out of the way. This is what is gonna me. How you feeling? Good?
I'm fine.
Samurais don't hurt. I am excited I get to do a samurai. I'm not so excited about the piece that I have to cover. What I'm worried is about the size. How the am I gonna make this fast enough, smooth enough to finish on time? Time is killing me. I'm really stressed because I don't want to compromise the quality of the tattoo, but I don't want to not finish the tattoo.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it, time's up, no more ink. This week you were asked to tattoo a cover-up. We're testing your ingenuity. Lalo.
One of the most difficult things to cover up is parallel lines, and they took over the whole calf.
I think it could have been better had you to add a little bit more flair. You got this big, dark, black ball down there. I think you're gonna put something there, then put something there.
This thing's lacking detail everywhere. I thought you were gonna murder this thing, but it murdered you. You realize that the majority of everything that you're gonna be asked to do is gonna be pretty heavy outline.
I think the weakest lines are the ones in the background, which I had to do in the end. But that's not an excuse to not do a good tattoo. I can do clean outline.
It's night and day, the performance, man. I hope you can turn it around because I'd like to see the good stuff that I know you have.
This week, we're testing negative space. Today, negative space is absolutely essential because you must tattoo black and gray. Today, you must tattoo a creature that appears in almost every culture, wherever humans struggle with good and evil. A demon.
Black and gray horror tattoos is something that I can do in my sleep. I do them all the time. This is awesome. I'm definitely watching this tattoo go from bad to worse. Because this is my specialty, I should be winning this challenge. And it's not gonna happen.
Had to pick something with all the hair in the netherworld.
I'm spending so much time on the hair, and I'm definitely freaking out about the time I have to finish the rest of the background. Without the rest of the background, this tattoo is not going to show negative space like I would like it to.
Artists, today, you had to show negative space with a black and gray demon. Lydia, you're up first.
We're looking for negative space. This whole tattoo is the same tone.
Because the teeth are the same color as the fur, as everything, the mouth gets really lost.
The negative space stripes coming down from the top teeth through the bottom jaw. What effect are we going for there?
Drool.
Oh, this drool?
I would have liked to seen the teeth and the drool have a little more zing so we don't have to question what the lines are. Wondering what something is in your tattoo is never a good quality.
I got so focused on the hair that I forgot more important elements. I should have killed it. Every tattoo I do is gonna get better and better.
Looking for use of negative space. What you don't put in is as important as what you do, and there's just not enough here to make that contrast.
The judges have decided. Lydia, you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master.
Your tattoo was so monotone throughout, it just didn't have any great separation. It's just not there.
Please pack your machines and close shop. This week, we're testing ingenuity. Today, your canvases are counting on you to fix one of the biggest mistakes of their lives by covering up a constant source of shame, a hate tattoo. From Confederate flags to swastikas, these controversial tattoos are permanent statements of strong beliefs.
Who agrees to tattoo this kind of symbol on somebody for the rest of their life? You have no moral values. What is your name? Where can I find you? And I will cover your face up with my boot.
Did you go to art school or anything?
Nah, I'm a high school dropout.
Did you have a formal apprenticeship?
No, I did not.
I got the easiest cover up in the room. but I can't just do a little tiny zombie peeking out of the top of this guy's sock, so I'm doing a giant photorealistic tattoo, and I screwed myself.
Go big or go home.
There is not enough time in the world to do this tattoo.
Is art something you've always been interested in?
Yeah. It's not helping at all. That my canvas is asking me about 1,000 million questions per minute.
What's the biggest thing that has improved your artwork?
Kept at it, honestly. Half of the battle is distractions.
Why is the sky blue? Why do I have a beard? Why are boobs good? Shut up and let me tattoo.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Time's up. Machine's down. No more ink. Today, you had to show ingenuity by covering a hate tattoo. Maddie, you got one of the
easiest cover-ups on the
one of the
planet.
easier ones. What did you think when you got this one?
Well, I have to do another zombie, so I had to come up with something completely different, and hopefully I gave you guys something we haven't seen yet.
I like the use of the entrails, all the intestines and everything in the bottom. You can pretty much cover up anything with a pile of intestines. At first glance, this tattoo is very striking. I like the face. But man, this hair is just very weird, and it's just kind of markered in there. If you put your hand over the face and just look at the hair all across the top, how many people are gonna guess hair out of that? Looks like a sheep.
I mean, I don't know. Why would you put your hand right over the face?
I'm looking at all the parts of the tattoo. Like, if you only see that hair,
A weird piece of cloth.
that is just like,
bacon.
Yeah.
It's just a compromise I had to make for the time and the style that this guy wanted.
Every minute that you were putting this awkward red border in is a minute you could have been making this hair look better.
The problem here is that it is massively unfinished. The unfinished hair, that's almost as much as the entire center of finished tattoo.
It still looks enough finished with emotion, with dynamics, with great color palette, but I'd set myself up for greatness later on down the road.
You designed it. When you're drawing, you can design something to be done quicker or design something to take longer.
You can't always finish something in one sitting.
It would be totally unfair to be like, Maddie, you didn't finish, but we'll keep you anyways.
Maddie, the fact that it's unfinished is one thing. The bad decision to spend time tattooing that background instead of making the rest of the tattoo
I
look
wouldn't
better.
hit on the red too much. It could be tons of stuff.
But what it could be and what it is what the difference
Yeah,
is.
I understand where you're coming
Tattoo's
from.
unfinished, man.
All right, guys, time to decide who's going home.
Maddie goes home for me.
We judge what we see today. I vote for Maddie.
My vote's for Maddie as well. The judges have decided, Maddie, you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master.
Maddie, going as big as you went and having it unfinished saved Christian. Had you have done a portion of your tattoo, you'd be knocking Christian off today, and that's how this game goes.
Please pack your machines and close shop. Today, you must tattoo a peacock. With so many colors and textures to capture, precision is essential, or your peacock will go from bold to blur.
Peacocks are so challenging. There's thousands of feathers, a million little lines, multiple layers of texture. You can easily screw up.
Let's meet your canvases.
Where do you want to get your peacock?
Starting my ribs, going down to my hip.
Okay, you know that's a big tattoo on your ribs.
I have 5 kids, so I'm good with pain.
I want a color realistic peacock going down my rib cage, and I want the tail to go down my hip, on my butt cheek, and to the front of my thigh.
Maybe you should think about going smaller.
If you want to be Ink Master, you gotta do it.
Oh! Canvases one by one. Please read the artist's name on the bottom of the skull.
Ryan?
Are you kidding me?
Gia?
I'm gonna start looking up some reference really quick, and we're gonna get an idea of what you like, color-wise, style-wise, design-wise.
The colors that I want to kind of be like a phoenix colors, like oranges and like burnt oranges and reds and purples and stuff like that.
I am a black and gray artist. Precision in color is not one of my strong points.
We don't want it to look too close to a phoenix.
But I do want the colors, the oranges and the reds and
You
the
want
purples.
like burnt colors?
Yes, yes.
Got it. So
So you want it starting on the top of your ribs and kind of going down your hip and then a little bit fanning onto the butt.
Onto the butt, like the tail going onto the butt and then to the front of the thigh.
So in the time frame that we have, if we start higher up on your ribs, you're only gonna get down to here.
The only thing I really care about is the location and the size, and then like the color scheme, as well as the realism of the head.
What she's asking for is legitimately like a 30-hour tattoo.
I wanted it to kind of go like here, and the head go down the body to about here, and then the tail go like that.
I'm screwed.
I'm definitely gonna run out of time, so I have to shorten it a little bit.
There's no time to finish the tail. So I wipe off 50% of my stencil, freehand some on, and start over.
Plan B. I'd rather simplify something last minute than try to rush and half-ass.
Today, you had to show precision by tattooing a peacock. Ryan.
This tattoo, for me, is a big time bummer. Any area that you zoom in on this tattoo, you find problems. There's areas where your color goes out of the line. There's areas where things just aren't solid and smooth and clean. Today being a precision challenge, this is the worst day for you to do this kind of stuff.
It was just a horrible case of very poor time management.
You being one of the top dogs on your team to doing this, big decline.
Gia. Your canvas wanted a massive tattoo.
I had a nightmare from the beginning to the end.
This thing is rough. It is big, but there's certain areas that in a precision challenge is hurting you so bad.
Where did you start?
I started with the head.
That would be the area with the least amount of mistakes because it's where you started. But there's blue completely outside the lines on the bottom of the chin, on the neck. This entire thing is debatably the worst tattoo of the day.
Team Peck, today you had to tattoo a peacock. Based on your work, one of you will be the first artist from Team Peck to pack your machines.
Ryan, the unfinished part is one thing. The bigger part of the problem is all the inconsistencies in this line work, all the unsaturated areas of color.
I think I got overwhelmed by the amount of color, the size. I just freaked out.
So you agree with being down here?
Absolutely. I really mismanaged my time.
You have a very clean, very solid outline. Trying to haul ass and cut corners when it's under a microscope, that don't fly here.
Today, you must tattoo Naturescapes. What?
Oh my God.
Whether it's a rugged mountain range, an arid desert, or an underwater scene, you must rely on dimension to bring these naturescapes to life. Let's meet your canvases.
What are you looking to get done? Color realistic tropical beach scene on my chest with a silhouette of my family. Nope. Walking into the sunset.
I ain't touching that one.
Canvases, one by one, please read the artist's name on the bottom of your skull.
Beatrice's family.
Tim.
What's that?
Color realism. That sucks. I am not a color realism guy. It just takes a long time, especially in this environment. My canvas is not sitting well. That's literally like doing a tattoo on a rocking boat, and that eats up time. And it's color realism, which isn't what I do at all. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna finish this thing.
Pedal to the metal, bro.
Today, you had to show dimension tattooing a naturescape. Tim.
This thing is a beautiful image. It definitely shows depth. The texture in the sand is nice leading into the water. You've got these guys not just silhouetted, but with a little bit of highlight on them. It's a nice touch.
But it doesn't look consistent throughout. These silhouettes are so crisp and so clean, and then take a look at that whitewash and take a look at that sun and the reflection on the water. It's just not pumped up enough. It doesn't look finished.
This week, you must create a landmark mashup tattoo that seamlessly blends new school with black and gray realism.
Wait, what?
Oh my God.
I am gonna outsmart everybody in this room. I'm gonna blend these two styles on every piece of this tattoo. It's gonna be 50-50 in every part you look at.
That's a hard tattoo for one style, let alone the mashup.
I am way behind. All these little tricks and things I need to pull off. I'm struggling to think I'm even gonna finish this thing.
Today, you had to show your artistry by seamlessly blending new school and black and gray realism into one landmark tattoo. Based on your work, one of you will be packing your machines. Steve. You had the De Goyer windmill.
I'm still having a hard time figuring out which one is the realistic side. It's kind of caught in between, where it's like half a illustration, half realistic.
I think that's where I went wrong. I tried to blend it too much. I thought of every piece as half new school, half realism.
Totally.
If you just don't see it, that's the problem.
This was not your day today, and it shows. You didn't simplify anything here. That was part of the challenge, is that the new school kind of get to do whatever the you want and get creative with it. And artistry was really the challenge here.
I out-tricked myself. I wanted to put each element in each piece.
You should have brought a shovel with you to bury yourself in that tattoo.
The judges have decided, Steve, you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master.
Again?
This time.
Steve, you really put yourself on the line, coming, already winning. That's a really admirable thing to do.
And it was really an honor to see you here again.
Thanks, brother.
Please pack your machines and close shop.